Have you ever stopped to reflect, where is God? For those who consider themselves spiritual and identify as chosen, this question goes far beyond simple curiosity. It is not just about locating God in the vast universe, but about understanding where He is in your daily life, in the challenges you face, and in the victories you celebrate. Many people have the perception that God is distant, almost unreachable, as if He expects us to become perfect before we approach Him. However, the truth I want to share with you can radically transform your relationship with the Creator. God is closer than you think, and this new perception can unlock crucial areas of your life, such as your relationships, your prosperity, your inner peace, and above all, your purpose as one of God's chosen ones. If you have ever felt disconnected from God, or believed that He was too far away to hear your prayers, I invite you to continue with me. Today, you will discover that God has always been by your side, manifesting in every detail of the world and in every moment of your journey. This connection is an opportunity to rediscover the divine presence in your life, allowing you to see the beauty and meaning in everything around you. Before we proceed, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. This helps us continue bringing content that can enrich your spiritual journey. Let's explore more about this divine connection together. When we think about the question, where is God? Component placement. It is interesting to look at the teachings of Kabbalah and the Zohar. These texts offer us a deep insight into how God manifests in our lives. They speak of two main ways to understand the presence of God: Sovev Kol Almin and Memale Kol Almin. First, let's talk about Sovev Kol Almin. This term means the God who surrounds all worlds. Here, God is seen as something grand and infinite, above everything. This view can make us feel that God is distant, almost as if He is a force up there, somewhere we cannot reach. It is like looking at the sky and seeing the stars, realizing that there is something much greater than us. This idea can be comforting, as it reminds us that there is a greater order and a purpose that transcends our lives. On the other hand, we have the concept of Memale Kol Almin, which means the God who fills all worlds. Here, the idea is that God is not far away, but present in everything around us. He reveals Himself in every detail of creation, in every person, and in every situation. From the sound of the wind passing through the trees to the smile of a friend, God is present in all aspects of life. This view invites us to look at our daily lives and perceive the divinity in everything that surrounds us. Every experience, every interaction is an opportunity to feel the presence of God. These two concepts do not negate each other, they complement each other. While Sovev Kol Almin reminds us of God's greatness, Memale Kol Almin connects us to His constant presence in our lives. When we understand this duality, we realize that we are never truly alone. The presence of God is not something we should seek in a distant place or in a state of perfection. Instead, God is accessible in every moment, in every breath, in every interaction we have. For many of us, the experience of God as Memale Kol Almin can be felt in simple moments of everyday life. When we stop to observe the beauty of nature, listen to a song that touches our hearts, or feel the love of a friend, we are, in fact, perceiving the divine presence. These moments are like little reminders that God is always with us, even when we are not aware of it. Moreover, this perception of God as a constant presence can help us face the challenges of life. When we recognize that God is by our side in every situation, we find strength and courage to overcome obstacles. This connection reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles and that divinity supports us on our journey. The key to experiencing the presence of God in our lives is awareness and intention. We need to be open to perceiving the divinity in our daily lives and willing to seek that connection. This can be done through the practice of gratitude, meditation, and reflection on daily experiences. By cultivating a mindset that seeks the divine presence, we begin to see God in places we previously did not notice. When we look at the world around us with this new perspective, everything transforms. A simple act of kindness, a gesture of love, or even a moment of silence can become an opportunity to feel the presence of God. It is as if we are opening our eyes to the beauty that has always been there, but that we often overlook. And of course, it is important to remember that this journey is unique for each of us. There is no right or wrong way to connect with God. What matters is the sincerity of our hearts and the willingness to seek that connection. Sometimes it can be difficult, especially in moments of pain or confusion. But even in those moments, we can find comfort in knowing that God is with us, supporting and guiding us. So instead of seeking God in a distant place, how about starting to recognize Him in every detail of your daily life? This shift in perspective can transform your life and your relationship with the Creator. Allow yourself to feel the presence of God in everything you do, in the small things and in the great experiences. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. We are all seeking this connection, and it is through sharing our experiences that we can support each other. By opening your heart and mind to the divine presence, you may discover a new depth in your spiritual life. Many people believe that the material world distances them from God. This idea is common and can often lead us to feel that we are on a lonely path, far from the divine presence. However, what few know is that the world itself is a channel to find Him. This is a powerful revelation that can transform the way we see our daily lives and our relationship with the Creator. The word world in Hebrew is olam, which has an interesting root, helem, meaning concealment or hidden. This etymology teaches us that the world is not just a physical space, but a place where God hides so that we can find Him. This idea is fascinating because it suggests that instead of being separated from God, we are surrounded by His presence, even if we often do not perceive it. Just as the sun cannot shine directly in our eyes without blinding us, the light of God needs to be filtered so that we can perceive it. The world, with all its complexities and challenges, is that filter. Therefore, the world is not an obstacle on our spiritual journey. It is, in fact, a bridge that brings us closer to God. Every experience we live, every interaction we have, is an opportunity to perceive the divine presence. When we look at the world this way, we begin to see that everything around us can be a reflection of the light of God. The flowers that bloom, the smile of a friend, the sound of rain falling, all of these can remind us of the beauty and greatness of the Creator. But there is an important secret. Everything depends on how you perceive the situations around you. If you believe that the world is separating you from God, it will become a barrier. This view can lead us to a state of discouragement, where we feel lost and disconnected. On the other hand, if you believe that the world is a tool to reveal the divine presence, then every event, every person who crosses your path, and every challenge you face transforms into an opportunity to find the Creator. Let's reflect on this. Imagine you are going through a difficult moment. It is easy to think that God is far away, that He does not care about what you are facing. But what if you looked at this situation differently? What if you saw this challenge as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to connect more deeply with God? Every difficulty can be a chance to strengthen your faith and to perceive the divine presence in your life. Similarly, when you experience moments of joy, such as an achievement or a special encounter, this is also an opportunity to recognize God's hand in your life. Every smile, every gesture of love, every moment of gratitude is a manifestation of the divine presence. When we begin to see the world this way, life becomes a journey full of meaning and purpose. It is important to remember that this change of perspective does not happen overnight. It is a process that requires practice and intention. Start paying attention to the little things around you. When you wake up, look out the window and observe the beauty of nature. Feel gratitude for being alive and for having the opportunity to experience another day. When you face challenges, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this bring me closer to God? This practice of reflection can help you find the divine presence in every aspect of your life. Moreover, the connection with God can also be strengthened through the relationships we cultivate. The people we meet along our path are often instruments of God in our lives. A friend who offers support in a difficult moment, a family member who shares words of encouragement, or even a stranger who performs a kind gesture. All of these are reminders that God is present in our interactions. By valuing these connections, you open yourself to the experience of divinity in your life. Another way to perceive the presence of God in the world is through the practice of gratitude. When you focus on the things you are grateful for, you begin to notice the abundance of blessings around you. This can be as simple as being thankful for the food you eat, the home you live in, or the people you love. Gratitude helps us see the world as a place full of light and love, where the presence of God manifests in subtle, yet powerful ways. As you begin to change your perspective, you will realize that the world is not a place of separation, but a sacred space where divinity reveals itself. Each day becomes a new opportunity to find God in your life, and every experience, whether good or challenging, is a chance to connect more deeply with the Creator. Remember that you are one of God's chosen ones, and this connection is always within your reach. The world is a reflection of divine light, and by opening your heart and mind, you can discover the beauty and presence of God in every moment. This journey is unique for each of us, but we all have the capacity to find divinity in our daily lives. Therefore, keep seeking, keep opening yourself to the presence of God, and allow the world to become a bridge that connects you to Him. If God is present in everything, the question that arises is, how can the chosen ones perceive Him in their daily lives? This is a fundamental question for those seeking a deeper connection with the Creator. The beauty of life lies in how we can find the divine presence in every aspect of our day-to-day. Let's explore some practical ways to recognize this presence in our lives. In addition to nature, the people around us are another powerful way to perceive the presence of God. The love of a friend, the forgiveness of a family member, the support of someone in a moment of need. All these interactions are manifestations of divinity. When you receive a gesture of kindness or offer support to someone, you are participating in something greater. These relationships are opportunities to see God in action. Every smile, every word of encouragement is a reminder that the divine presence manifests through us. By cultivating healthy and loving relationships, you also become a channel for God's light in the lives of others. Adversities also play an important role in our spiritual journey. In challenges, God teaches the chosen ones to be stronger and wiser. Often, it is in difficulties that we find the most valuable lessons. When we face a struggle, we may feel that we are alone, but it is precisely at that moment that God is most present. He does not abandon us in the struggle. On the contrary, He strengthens us in it. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to develop resilience, and to draw closer to the Creator. By viewing adversities as learning opportunities, you can find the presence of God even in the most difficult situations. And when we talk about achievements, it is important to remember that when you reach a goal, it is not just your merit. It is the hand of God working silently. Often we are quick to attribute our victories solely to our effort, but it is essential to recognize that there is a greater force guiding us. Every achievement is an opportunity to thank God for the guidance and support we receive along the way. When celebrating your victories, remember that they are part of a greater divine plan, and this can bring a sense of gratitude and humility. Another fundamental aspect of perceiving the presence of God in everyday life is silence and reflection. In such a busy world, we often forget to stop and listen. When you silence your mind, you can hear the voice of God speaking directly to your heart. Meditation, prayer, or simply moments of tranquility can open a space for you to feel the divine presence. These moments of introspection are essential for strengthening your connection with God. By dedicating time to connect with yourself and with the Creator, you can receive insights and guidance that will help you on your journey. Each of these experiences is a gateway to the divine. The great lesson here is that you do not need a supernatural miracle to see God. You just need to open your eyes to what is already around you. The presence of God is not limited to extraordinary events. It reveals itself in the small things of everyday life. By changing your perspective and being more attentive to what happens around you, you can discover divinity in every moment. One practice that can help in this process is gratitude. By cultivating a grateful heart, you begin to notice the blessings that are present in your life. Gratitude helps us focus on what is positive and recognize God's hand in our experiences. Try at the end of each day to reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. This can be a simple yet powerful exercise that will help you perceive the divine presence in your life. Additionally, remember that the search for God is a personal and unique journey. Each of us has our own way of connecting with the Creator. What works for one person may not work for another, and that is perfectly normal. The important thing is to be open and willing to explore different ways to find God in everyday life. Whether through nature, relationships, adversities, or moments of silence, each path is valid and can lead to a deeper connection. Finally, by recognizing the presence of God in your daily life, you become a beacon of light for others. Your own spiritual journey can inspire those around you to seek this connection as well. By sharing your experiences and insights, you help create an environment where the divine presence is recognized and celebrated. So remember, God is always present, and it is up to us to open our eyes and hearts to perceive Him in every aspect of our lives. By doing this, you not only enrich your own spiritual journey, but also contribute to creating a more loving and connected world. Now that you know what the mistake that may be distancing you from God is, this belief that you need to be perfect before approaching Him, it is time to change that perspective. It is essential to understand that the pursuit of perfection can be a heavy burden that prevents us from experiencing the beauty of the divine connection that is already around us. Remember that God does not expect you to be flawless. He loves and accepts us as we are, with all our imperfections and flaws. This is one of the greatest truths of spirituality. Divinity manifests in our vulnerability. When you allow yourself to be authentic, acknowledging your weaknesses and limitations, you make space for God's light to enter your life. Now think about how you can start to see God in the little things of everyday life. When you wake up in the morning, instead of rushing, take a moment to observe the beauty around you. See how the sunlight illuminates the environment, how the leaves of the trees dance with the wind. These small details are manifestations of the divine presence, And by recognizing them, you begin to connect with God in a deeper way. When you interact with the people around you, try to see the divinity in them. Every smile, every act of kindness is an opportunity to realize that God is revealing himself through others. By cultivating relationships based on love and compassion, you not only connect with people, but also with the divine essence that resides in each of us. And when facing challenges, remember that they are also part of the journey. Instead of feeling discouraged, see these difficulties as opportunities for growth. God is present in every struggle, offering strength and wisdom. By facing adversities with this new perspective, you can find the divine presence even in the most difficult moments. The key to this transformation is the practice of mindfulness. Be present in each moment, allowing yourself to feel and perceive life around you. When you silence your mind and open your heart, you can hear God's voice whispering within you. This connection does not require complicated rituals or the pursuit of perfection. It reveals itself in the simplicity of everyday life. Therefore, now that you understand the mistake that may be distancing you from God, make a commitment to yourself. Seek divinity in the little things, in interactions, in everyday experiences. Allow yourself to be imperfect and at the same time, deeply loved. This is the true essence of spirituality, recognizing that God is always present, waiting for you to open your eyes and heart to this connection. By doing this, you not only transform your own life, but also become a channel of light and love for those around you. God's chosen ones don't need to search for the Creator in a distant or unreachable place. The truth is that He is closer than we can imagine. He dwells within us, in our emotions, thoughts, challenges, and even in the small details of everyday life. One of the most liberating truths we can understand is this: we don't have to reach God's presence. It is already with us, waiting to be recognized. Often our minds look for God in the sky or in some faraway place, but the reality is different. God is not hidden. He manifests himself in the simplicity of daily life, in the soft touch of the wind, the beauty of a flower, and even in the difficult moments we face. Once we understand this, our perspective on life changes. We begin to see the world as a grand opportunity to connect with the Creator. The world was not made to separate us from God. It was made to bring us closer to Him. Every moment, every situation, and every person we interact with can be a divine instrument to help us approach Him. The problem is that we are often so busy that we fail to notice. But the good news is that we can change this. We can find God in the simplest things and experience His presence every day. Whether in small gestures, a friend's words, or the beauty of a flower, God is revealing Himself to you. Embrace this truth and see how your life will be transformed. The world is not an obstacle, but the path that brings you closer to God. Open your eyes, your heart, and your soul. God is closer than you think. Now that you understand where God is, I ask you, where do you intend to find Him today? Will it be in the beauty of a landscape, in someone's smile, or in the silence of a prayer? Each of these moments is an opportunity to perceive the divine presence around you. Write in the comments where you intend to find God today and share your experience. Remember, the chosen ones are not alone. They have the divine light within them. This light is a source of strength and inspiration that guides us on our spiritual journey. You do not need a grand sign to perceive God. He is in everything, from the wind that blows to the fire that warms, from the nature that surrounds us to the human relationships that connect us. He is present in you, waiting to be recognized. Dear God, at this moment I open my heart to find you. Help me to perceive your presence in the small things of everyday life, in the beauty of nature, in the love of people, and in the serenity of silence. May I feel your light guiding my steps and strengthening my faith. Amen. Therefore, open your heart and be attentive to the small things around you. God is calling you. Are you ready to answer that call?